What's up, crypto legends? The price of Bitcoin is bouncing from the resistance of the symmetrical triangle, turning it into support. Today, we are talking about the most important levels, what you need to take into consideration looking at the technical analysis. We are going through some news and the liquidity that we do have here still on Bitcoin at all-time high. I'm going to explain why I entered this long position on 𝗖𝗄𝗃, guys. Remember, check out 𝗖𝗄𝗃. You do have a great bonus down below. It is the second link. If you cannot trade on Bybit, 𝗖𝗄𝗃 is a great option and you got exclusive bonus with my link in the description. Let's keep it extremely simple here, guys. We are testing the resistance from the symmetrical triangle and flipping it into support. Let me just go quickly here how I entered this long position a little bit late here as I was in a meeting, but overall recognized the situation here from this corrective move that happened today. As we were pumping yesterday, we entered this corrective structure. Let me just explain you how this is very three-wavy. We can see from the top right there how we got a corrective move. We consolidated here before losing this low. We can see how then we formed this next impulsive move to the downside. Now, when we do take a look at the extension here, Fibonacci extension from the pivot high right there to the pivot low to the next pivot high, we can see how the 1.618 as an ABC scenario hit the 1.618 at $69,600 to perfection. Now, I did not exactly enter here this level. I entered the dead cat bounce here with a small position, overall understanding that we could come back down and test the lows. This is why I am defensive. I would want to enter again if the price is going to roll down. I'm going to explain the trading setups here in just a few minutes, guys. Let's zoom back out here on the 1 hourly time frame, zoom out and understand here what would be a sign of weakness for the price of Bitcoin, because so far you could arguably discuss that yes, we are just flipping this resistance into support. One of the main reasons why Bitcoin did get a rejection yesterday at the $72,600 range, it is the value area high from the price action traded in March. We were also hitting the 0.88 Fibonacci from the all-time high to the low here created on the 20th of March. 0.88 Fibonacci. Something curious to know about from a major pivot high and a pivot low. Every time you do hit the 0.88, price does like to come all the way down to the 618 Fibonacci. Now, we almost hit it. We were just about $100 away in hitting that 618 Fibonacci. So could there be a possibility? I'm going to explain here the scenario right away. If we are going to come back down and retest the lows, of course, this is not going to be looking too great because we'll be getting back inside the triangle, right? Back inside here, you would arguably discuss that, oh my goodness, I do not want to long this. This does look very, very bearish, and we're probably going to come all the way down to test those lows from last week, right? Sitting at $64,000 area. So is it going to be safe to trade a long position here at this area? Well, let's talk about what we need to see on the chart to take that informed decision. Now, when we zoom out on the chart, okay, inside of this area, what we need to take into consideration, of course, keeping it extremely simple, going with the basics, is this higher low support trend line. Look how this higher low support trend line has 3 touches right over here. Now, if we were to come all the way down, there is a clear pivot, higher low right there that could be swept up, all right, for a liquidity grab and then possibly get a bounce. This is an interesting swing failure pattern just because in between today and tomorrow, it is in confluence with that higher low support trend line. So could we see that movement to the downside, sweep these lows and get an instant bounce here? That is obviously if we were to get that drop. That level is sitting exactly at $68,900. It's a level, it's a trading plan to take into consideration, okay? The price might as well just bounce from here as we've formed a three-wave structure. The price action is forming higher lows, so we might be just trading in the next coming hours above 72,700, yesterday's highs. If that were to be the case, I would be expecting all-time highs to be hit. I'll go through that scenario right away. But most importantly here, guys, is this going to be a sign of weakness if we were to drop below here, the support of the resistance, okay, of the symmetrical triangle? Will it be a sign of weakness, or could we see a fake inside of the triangle, okay, and then a massive recovery? That is what I would be looking for. Only if we do create a swing failure pattern here, I would enter an instant long position right over here. And if we do not create a swing failure pattern and break down, then obviously I would be looking at the point of control here from the entire zone of March, the highest volume node. This is not going to be looking too great. I would be looking at that zone for a potential bounce, but I do not want to fight the downtrend unless we are going to be seeing a reaction at that level. So going from pivot low right there to the pivot high to take a look at some Fibonacci levels. This low right over here is kind of in confluence with the 50% Fibonacci from the pivot low here of the 2nd of March to the pivot high. Pay attention, because this level could be swept up and get an instant bounce as you are hitting the higher low, as you're hitting the 50% Fibonacci, as you're hitting higher low support trend line. An instant bounce of a few $100s is almost guaranteed if you get above this higher low once you wick beneath, okay, that level and start claiming the lows. Only if you do get that small little reaction, you are likely going to bounce several $100s, if not thousands, okay? Because this could be the low and a big, massive recovery. That is a scenario. That is what I do see here. Of course, probably the price is just going to start climbing up from here. I'm going to explain what would be a sign of strength, because we are looking for long positions, you know, at this range if we do not break down solidly. However, the price might just start recovering from this point. Something interesting here, the main reason why I entered this long position on 𝗖𝗫 is because, you know, it was a corrective structure. We were hitting the 1.618 here, which is just classic for an A, a B, and then the C hitting the 1.618 to perfection right there. Now, I didn't exactly enter here because I don't catch a falling knife, but the recovery was worth a shot here because I was very much aware that we are in a very strong uptrend during the last few days, and this could just turn it into a massive V-shaped recovery. You know, the other scenario is, yes, we could test the lows, create a double bottom. That is still obviously, you know, a scenario, right? We might just create a lower high right there, start coming down to test today's lows and create, you know, massive wick and a double bottom scenario, then start recovering here in between today and tomorrow. That is also a trading plan. If we do dip beneath the level and recover today's lows, I will look to enter this long position, stop loss beneath the low, and I would be targeting the highs. However, this possibly is not going to happen. We're going to start recovering from this point. And what would be a clear sign of strength for me, obviously, is getting above that daily, weekly level and the previous day value area low. Previous day value area low was actually claimed today. We did get a move above the previous day value area low. We did get a bounce from that old daily and weekly level, and the price did get a reaction. Okay, so we did manage to get that recovery right there. You can see here that weekly daily level, a bounce. However, we created a double top. Every time we double top and we do not break the highs of the breakout, then obviously we cannot do anything. It's just double topping, and you know, we're basically reversing. So if we manage to get above previous day value area low without creating a double top, okay, just like we did very early this morning, I mean, this was a sign of strength. However, what happened? We created that double top right there and come down. So no doubt that would be a sign of strength. I would be looking for long positions on the retest of the previous day value area low and that old weekly daily level that has been proven to be a great support level here yesterday. you get that nice smash out this level, I would be looking for continuation to the upside. Very likely going to get that sign of strength, okay? If we break here above this level, that means it's a green light for me. You know, very likely you break above 71,400 successfully with a move of several $100s, closing nice 1 hourly candles above this level. Then I would be looking for the price action, obviously, to get that continuation to the upside. Pay attention to that previous day point of control right over here at $71,990. That could definitely be a bit of resistance right there. Bit of a swing failure pattern level. You could get that breakout, hit the level, reject, okay, then get that continuation to the upside. These are levels to quickly snipe a short, and these are levels to get into a long position. Flipping that previous day value area low, old weekly, daily level into support to look for the continuation to claim those highs, okay? Overall, the price of Bitcoin is locally in a downtrend. However, this looks very corrective when you do zoom out because we are very strongly in bullish momentum, okay? So no doubt we could be creating a higher low here in the next coming hours and look for higher levels. We do have a bunch of liquidity legends sitting above all-time high. There is a few $1 billion sitting at $74,000 range. So make sure to pay attention here to the liquidity. We've got some interesting news going on, of course. Japanese public company Metaplanet stock is up almost 90% after they announced the BTC strategy. Mass adoption is happening. Is this possible? Is it this easy? The 4-year cycle where we are going to see in November, December of 2025. We just, following here the macro logarithmic massive uptrend, and we're going to see Bitcoin above $200,000 by 2025. Something curious, seems like that the cycles are playing out very, very nicely during the last, several years. We do have Google search for Bitcoin and crypto are clearly at bull market levels. We can see the round formation. We are seeing some spikes here in 2024. During the last few months, we are getting that interest on Google search. However, we are very far away from 2021 levels, meaning that there is very likely still several months of a bull market entering into 2025. Fidelity, now Wall Street giant, now holds 150,000 Bitcoin worth over $10 billion. Massive news here. Big whales accumulating. ETF update. New outflow of 3,000 Bitcoin due to GBTC. Obviously, GBTC we can see on the 8th of April, significant amount of Bitcoin outflow. However, the price of Bitcoin has been maintaining very, very nicely and actually been in an uptrend during the last few days. Legends, thank you very much for joining. Check out my Bybit tutorial to learn how to trade on that platform right over there. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one.